Then all of a sudden they started going in with those ugly bathing suits, which I really would hope come back, because I'm sick and tired of looking at everybody's body parts. I'd rather see ugly bathing suits with stripes. I don't know. What an undignified thing to wear, what they wear today. But, I mean, even when I was young, I didn't wear those things that they wear as a guy. What are those? What kind of guy wears those Speedo things? They're all sick in the head. Any guy, I knew guys when I was a young man who wore Speedos, all crazy. Particularly the older guys. Their hair was a little longer and wore a Speedo, watch out. I remember when I was working at Shanks Paramount Hotel as a bus. I didn't mean to slip into this. All right, I slipped and slid into it. It's summertime, give me a break. I was a busboy a couple of summers up in a mountainous area north of New York City by approximately 100 miles, known as the Catskill Mountains. They used to call it other things. They used to call it the Jewish Alps, then they call it the Italian Alps, because right across the hill were the Poconos. Those are the Italian Alps, the Poconos. Then in the Monticello area, they called it the Jewish Alps. The mountains were very low, but they were very pretty. And they built horrible, gaudy, disgusting hotels that were demented, what they built. But they started as cottage, but it was a lot of fun. So I worked as a busboy up there. And you cannot believe what you learn in a place like that over a period of a summer. I worked my way through college, so to speak. And many people sent themselves through college, law school, medical school every summer. And you met people who were great and people who were real Madoffs. Let me put it that way. And the rest were just average in between hardworking schmoes who went away for 2 weeks a year and, suffered and died. And there's a tombstone somewhere that no one goes to. That's it. That's life. That's for most of us. But then on the extremes, you had Madoffs on one side and saints on the other. And if you were an open-minded kid, you can learn from people. So at some point, when I'm in the mood, I'll tell you about some of those stories. I think some of them I wrote about in Psychological Nudity, like Fat Al's Tuna, where he made the tuna with his arm in a tureen. That's a classic by now. That's a Catskill Mountain story. But there are other stories. I have not yet told you, for example. I know how I got distracted with the Speedos and the guys with slightly long hair. Now, I didn't say very long hair. Very long hair is another story. I'm talking slightly long, which meant seedy. Any man who has there's a lot of men over 60 who think they look debonair, but they actually look like Bowery bums. They're trying to hide the baldness, the pattern baldness in the front, so they grow it long in the back. That's like a Madoff thing. They think it looks debonair somehow. They look like a stew bum, basically, who didn't get his hair cut. Looks like he's got to go for the 25-cent Salvation Army haircut. But he thinks he's debonair, looks in the mirror. Well, he's looking at the back of his head. He don't look at the front anymore. He can't stand what he sees, so now he looks at the back. Guys like that who wear Speedos, there's something wrong in their head. You know that. Nobody I know ever wore a Speedo, except one person in Shanks Paramount Hotel wore a pair of Speedos, and as I said, his hair was slightly seedy. Now, if I tell you who this person is and what he became years from now, you'll not believe it. And so I won't tell it to you because there's no point and I'll get sued. 1-800-449-8255 is the phone number. Let's take your calls. Thomas in Chicago, welcome to the Savage Nation.
How you doing? I'm going to spend the weekend being a subversive American, but teach my kids more respect for the flag, more respect for the country, more respect for their adults, and to shun liberalism at every single turn.
Thomas, you see, unto itself, you are a suspect citizen of the new Obama state. Anyone who waves a flag on July 4th and reminds their children that it is about independence from Britain is unto himself a suspect citizen of the Janet Napolitano. You may wind up on a Homeland Security watch list for doing so.
We should never, ever forget that.
No, you should never forget that Janet Napolitano may put you on a watch list for waving an American flag on July 4th.
I swear to God, I hope nobody ever comes to my house asking me about that because...
No, let's stop right there. Well, wait till the Acorn workers arrive with clubs in their hand. Wait till Obama's goon squad arrives with truncheons and asks you about how many people are in your household. And you say no. Let's see if they pull you away and say you're violating the law.
Yeah. I can't wait for the census takers to show.
Yeah, that should be fun. They're going to be the highest rung of society, the census takers. You think they'll speak English?
I doubt it. I
doubt that the census takers will speak any English, unless it's English as a second language, not as a first language. That's all. All right, we said what we had to say. Play music for me now. It's 1:45 already. Almost a whole hour knocked off already.
That's life.
Who's this?
That's what all the people say.
No, I'm not in the mood. This is a little too thoughtful. Let's play Dean Martin with, not Volare, Give me any other Dean Martin other than Valari. No Valari, please. There is a restaurant in this town that I'm going to where a guy sings on what do they call those Moog synthesizers? No, that's from the 70s. What do they call it where he sings in? A karaoke machine. Now, the food is quite good. It's an Italian restaurant. I made the mistake of the last time I went down there of eating in this place. I couldn't believe it. He sings on a karaoke machine, a big Italian guy with a 20-inch neck with tattoos. He's about 60 years old. I don't know how he wound up in this restaurant. Turn this off. They can't hear me and listen. I go in there. The food was very good, but this guy did not stop singing on the karaoke machine. Every Italian favorite known to the lower masses, this guy knew. It was plugged into the machine. And the women, the middle-aged women with too much perfume at other tables, apparently they were swooning over this guy. He must be the owner or the owner's brother-in-law, whatever. He did not stop for 2 hours. You could not digest a clam. You couldn't drink clam juice without gagging on it for the loudness. The loudness wasn't bad enough karaoke while you're eating. I have no idea what it. But on top of it all, at a volume that would make Michael Jackson's legs jump in a grave. You know what I'm saying? So I can't go back there. So I'm stuck. I am stuck. There's not one good Chinese joint in the entire state of Florida. Not one. You don't know what you're eating, what kind of meat it is. You know, it's white meat. It could be alligator. You don't know what you're eating down. A possum. How do you know what you're eating in Florida? When they say Chinese and it's chicken, you don't know what you're getting in Florida. No such thing as Chinese food in Florida. Let's start with that. You want Chinese food, San Francisco, I know where to go. Yeah, I know where to go. I used to know where to go, but lately you can't get Chinese food in Florida. Forget about it. It doesn't exist. There is good Italian food in Florida because there's a lot of Italian Americans from New Jersey who understand food, who live down there, and they wouldn't take crap from the owner like they do in California, where they're afraid of everybody. The only people they're not afraid of here are patriots. Everyone else they're afraid of. Whatever they give them, they don't even know what they're eating, but they're sophisticated because they swirl the wine. Whenever you see two people swirling wine, you know that they're swine. I'll be right back.
On the air, online, and on the go. This is Talk 910 KNEW.
Major league stories, but not covered by the Obama press. I was going to play for you what went on at the press conference. That even Chip Reed, now could you imagine a man as liberal as Chip Reed, even he had finally found the guts to stand up to that sneering jerk, whatever his name is, who works for Obama. And then Helen Thomas, the old crony, even she was amazed, where she said that even Nixon didn't dare do this. Where's the one with just the piece with her saying Nixon? Did we have that one? Oh, that was a written thing. You're right. Now, you got to listen to this. I want you to listen to clip 7, what went on. Listen to this.
I'm amazed at you people who call for openness and transparency.
You haven't even heard the questions. It doesn't matter. It's the process.
You have left all the open.
You hear that jerk Gibbs giggling? You hear this is a press secretary giggling. That giggle was not a schoolgirl. That was the press secretary for the most powerful man in the world giggling when two reporters from the stooge press finally say a word to him such as, where's the openness and transparency? There's a part of this that's jealousy, I understand. What they're pissed off at is that unknown nobodies from websites are being picked instead of them. I get it. Of course there's a little jealousy there. I can get that. But they're also aware of the fact that there's people like you out there who are emailing them saying, we don't believe a word you say anymore. Stop being a lapdog. And I think that it's all working. Carl Springs, Mike, you're up on the Savage Nation.
Hi, Mr. Savage. You're absolutely right about the Chinese food. It's so hard to find a good Chinese dish down here. And coming from New York, I'd like to have one, but it's like...
You can't. Impossible. I almost got poisoned twice down there when I was there last time. And hostile, I don't know where this group comes from, but these are hard guys. They look like they smuggled over on a freighter. You say one word about the food, it looks like he's going to bring out a cleaver from the back.
Yeah, well, they got caught, these ducks that are down here that come from South America. They're called Muscovies, and a couple of guys got caught using them in their food. So, but Mr. Savage...
Wait, what, muskrats?
No, they're called Muscovy. They're ducks. They're a breed of duck, a species.
Oh. Are they wild?
Well, Well, they're domesticated, but they're out everywhere in South Florida. So.
Oh, so they're like the geese in California, like the Canadian geese, and they got to kill them?
You just throw a little bread on the floor, and it's so easy to catch them. A lot of the Mexicans...
Oh, so they're selling them as Peking duck when they're really South American Muscovy?
It's amazing. It's amazing. No, they'll say Peking duck. Yeah, it's amazing down here.
Yeah, Peking duck. Yeah. What do you want? You want Peking duck? Yeah, we got it. All right.
Yeah, when the Haitians started moving into this one neighborhood, the population of Muscovy ducks went down far where you couldn't even find them in that neighborhood.
Well, maybe we should move the Haitians to the Bay Area because the Canadian geese are out of control.
Savage, let me just tell you, you are like a visionary. You might be the modern day of our time, John the Baptist, the voice in the wilderness, because I've heard you apply God's knowledge to your knowledge. And the amazing thing about yourself is that how you take past events and current events, political science, social events, history, etc., and you can actually tell the future in a way of what's going to happen just from your experience.
Oh, boy, can I ever.